Hey everyone, welcome back to another video by the Nerd Forum, and today we are texturing a skateboard in 3D Coat Textura. It's a fairly simple tutorial, nothing too crazy, nothing too hectic. Today we're actually texturing in the actual 3D Coat Textura, not in 3D Coat officially, and just using it for texturing, but actually in 3D Coat Textura. It's a quite a outdated 3D Coat Textura, but I mean it gets the job done, and it's the one I have. So yeah, let's get into it. Something pretty simple. So I have my model. Of course, we're gonna import it for. We'll go to model. We'll go to file, import model for per pixel painting. I find my model, skateboard FBX, um, normal map software, Blender, no subdivisions, keep UVs. If I had not unwrapped my model in a separate software, I would have possibly set it to auto mapping, but I have done that, so I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it as keep UVs. I don't need any smoothing, and on my UV set name, I'm gonna set it to skateboard. Yeah, texture width. I think I'm gonna keep it at 2K. It's a pretty simple model, nothing too hectic. So fairly small resolution would be okay. Plus, I'm recording, so for performance sakes, for performance sake. I mean, so yeah, import. Okay, so the model is imported, and yeah, we can press number 4. You see our model's wireframe, and yeah, nice. So what I want to do is I want to add some normals. If you guys have watched my videos before, it's a pretty familiar procedure. I usually start making the normals first, and then I bake the curvature and the ambient occlusion afterwards. So what we're gonna do is go to my I think it's kind of moved my stencils. Mine is kind of below. But I'm going to turn off the color channel and the glossiness channel and turn on the stencils. And then right now it's set to from camera, and I need it to be UV mapping. So yeah. So as you can see, it's set to UV mapping right now. So I'm going to press the numpad 2. Excuse me, just move in, get through this part. And I just want some ridges on the wheels. So I'm going to set the fill tool and set the depth to 10%. And then with the stencil selected, let me see how it looks. Yeah, perfect. Just apply and apply. Then I go to these other ones over here. So these ones are kind of rotated the wrong direction. So let me just rotate them the correct direction. And yeah, that's looking good. So I can press fill for all 4 of them. And yeah, nice. So now I just want the one in the middle. Excuse me. I just want the one in the middle and not the other parts. So I'm just gonna erase those. So what I'm gonna do is go to my texture editor and I'm press wireframe. Actually, no, press normals. And all these round ones are the ones that are facing a weird direction. So I'm gonna fill with eraser and I'm gonna turn off the stencil. So yeah, so let me just, as you can see, remove all of this. Oh yeah, my eraser transparency is actually not 100%. That's why. Set that to 100%. So yeah, so it erases completely. Now, as you can see, they're pretty much just one in the middle. I also have a couple of areas that I don't want them to be in. So when I set wireframe, I can see, I mean, I know my model, so I know it's UVs and areas that I don't want any ridges. So yeah, perfect. Everything's looking good. So what I can go on and do now is turn on my color and glossiness, and then calculate curvature. Local curvature RGB. This is pretty much the standard now. So yeah. So yeah, the curvature is done calculating, and if you just want to see how it looks, you can zoom in a bit and see how it is. So yeah, it seems to be inclusive of the ridges. So yeah, that's exactly what I want. So now we can go on and bake the ambient occlusion. Okay, so the ambient occlusion just finished baking. So yeah, now what I want to do, I want to name this layer again. Sorry, sometimes I want to create a new layer, and I'm going to call this layer base, base. And then what I'm going to do, I want to come to the fill tool, fill with color, come to my smart materials. The default, we have a nice wood material. Very nice wood material. Yeah, it looks really great. Since you know most skateboards are made of wood, I just want to fill under the skateboard with wood. So what I'm going to do, I want to fill the sides and underneath with wood. So I'm going to come here to the texture editor and go to the color and then press wireframe again. And then come down to under the skateboard. It's the one with the dark spots, I know. So let me just go under my skateboard and see how this looks. Just move this along the sides like that. Yeah, I think that's looking good. And I'm gonna fill just over there. Nice. Then I'm gonna zoom into the edges. Then I wanna come to my edges and see how my edges are looking. I wanna set this to UV mapping so that it kind of follows the flow, the edge flow of the seam of the UVs. I'm gonna set that. Okay, yeah, that's basic. Yeah, that's nice. So I'm gonna paint those in. I think that's yeah, nice and simple. Okay, so what I want to do now, I want to paint the top with a nice, I don't know, what they call that thing again? It's something tape, grip tape, kind of looking material. And I want to go on the plastics. I think we have a nice plastic. I have a nice one called plastic checker. I'm going to assume that you guys have majority of these materials already because they come with the program. So if you don't, just I don't know, improvise because I mean the wood, you can always get wood under the wood section. But yeah, it doesn't have to look exactly the same because we're gonna cover that anyway. But yeah, I have a nice plastic checker. I think this one everyone has it. I did add a bit to mine, so it's a nice plastic checker glossiness, and I added a purlin noise. That I used the procedural. What I say procedural? Yeah, some procedural noise. I don't think it makes much of a difference. Um, maybe if I set the depth, if I increase the depth to like 19, can press save, and then just zoom in a bit, see how that looks, increase how big it is. Come to the texture editor because I don't want to fill the whole skateboard because I didn't really separate. So I mean separate the parts, so I have to use the texture editor based on the seams. I wish you could kind of paint seams like directly on the model. If you could set some fill with according to seams, that would be really cool. But yeah, that's probably something they could add. Um, since it's already black, see how this looks. It looks very repetitive, so I want to Okay, I don't know if this is better, but yeah, I think it's not bad. Yeah, it's pretty simple. It's not none too hectic. Okay, great. We're done with that. Now what I want to do is come to my materials. I want to go to my metals. And I want to add for the surrounding materials. Old metal old. Yes. Still under the base. I mean, I could separate the layers and set this as metal, but I don't think I need to. So yeah, come over here and just increase the size of that. See how it will look. Great. Nice. Just fill the areas I think metal old would look great on. I think even the bolts, just maybe for the bolts, let me just probably increase the the overall size. Okay, it's not too hectic, not too crazy. Then just do the same thing on the other side. Then I think I'm gonna fill all the bolts with the same metal old material. I wanna use what I say bolts or nuts. I think they're called nuts, right? Yeah. Yeah. They're called nuts. But yeah, we're gonna fill everything that I think requires some metal old on it with some metal old. And then the bolts, because they're quite many, I'm gonna probably do a speed time lapse of this part. So yeah. Okay, so I think I got most of the pretty much all the bolts. What I want to do now is use another material for the I don't know if these are bolts or nuts or screws. I don't really know the difference, man, but I know there is a difference. I think the metal. Okay, I think I'm gonna use this material, metal light. I just want to see how it looks. Because I want one that's quite shiny. Probably zoom out a bit and that. Yeah, pretty cool. Yeah, that's nice. So yeah, I think I'm gonna fill these remaining nuts and bolts part with this metal light material just for that shine. So what I want to do it on, especially, is the top screws right here. And then yeah, I think at this point, I'm most likely gonna do a time lapse. So yeah. Okay, so I've got every metal part that needs to be painted. Yeah, I think we're done with the metal parts. So now what I want to do is paint the wheels. So I think I have a nice plastic material that I used before. Plastic shabby. Plastic shabby. I like this. I like this material. I think everyone has it. Just if you want to copy my settings, if I've changed anything, probably the degree 375. So pretty much what I'm gonna do is come over here, and you're gonna see how it looks. It's kind of like it looks kind of rubbery. So when I play with the degree, you can. So I think 375 is quite perfect for me. So yeah, and the blue is really great. I really like the blue. It's really nice. So yeah, just gonna feel the wheels. And as a proud sponsor of our video today, it's the Lord Jesus Christ. If you haven't given your life, guys, to the Lord Jesus Christ, today is an opportunity for you to declare that you love the Lord and you would love for Him to lead you as He has led me and many other people in everything that we do. The videos that I do, the ideas that I have, the strength for me to wake up every morning and go to work and be able to make videos for you guys, because the Lord Jesus Christ is the one who equipped me with the wisdom, the knowledge, and the ability to have an audience and to be able to teach people how to use 3D code. So if you will be willing to give your life to the Lord Jesus Christ, today is the day. If you've never heard of Him, you can declare that you love the Lord and you would love Him to lead you in everything that you do and, come and visit you in your life. So yeah, our proud sponsor today, the Lord Jesus Christ. Back onto the video. All the wheels with this plastic shabby. I know most people prefer to separate the layers so they could, in case they want to change maybe the hue of the wheels to purple or something. Then yeah, it would be suggested to do it that way. But because I don't think I'll be needing to do that, so I'm just gonna keep them on the same layer, so I don't have to use a whole lot of layers. And let me see. I know there's another plastic. I want to use plastic shabby, but this time I've set the color to the module, so it uses the color over here instead of the color from pretty much the smart material. So I'm just press cancel, and since it's already on red, it's a light red. I'm gonna come over here and just fill in the inner part, so there's some kind of contrast between the wheels. Okay, great. So now that we got pretty much all those parts covered with the red, really like the contrast, it's really nice. So what I want to do is apply some sort of roughness on the grip tape. So I'm going to make a new layer. I'm going to call this, let's call it roughness. You can call it whatever you want to call it. I just think, because I'm just going to apply some glossiness of one of the materials called plastic dirty, right? Plastic dirty. So it's initially this material, plastic dirty, but I'm going to use the one that I made, where I think I substituted the color with the module again. But I'm not even going to be using the color, I'm just going to be using the glossiness. So I'm going to turn off the normals and the color channel, and then see how this looks. Set the opacity to probably around 50. Okay, 60 maybe. And then let me see how this looks. Let me actually go to texture editor. No, not bad. I think I can decrease the size. Yeah, great. I like that a lot. That is nice. So what I want to do now is apply the texture over the bottom. So what I'm going to do is make a new material again, call this graphics, and then picture tool. Come to the picture tool. Pretty much already have it installed, so I'm gonna turn back on the color channel and the normals channel. Smart materials, I'm gonna have to turn off the smart materials so it doesn't use any of the smart materials settings. So just press X over here. It's gonna turn off the smart materials. Then I'm gonna turn off the color over here by right clicking on it. So when you see that X, meaning the color is turned off, meaning it's going to use the original color of the picture. But what I would like to do before I do that is actually isolate this bottom. So I'm going to fill with freeze, and I'm going to come in texture editor and fill the bottom with freeze. And then under freeze, I'm going to invert the freeze selection. So it freezes pretty much everything else except this part. And then I'm gonna hide everything else, hide frozen area. So now I only have the bottom. Numpad 7 and numpad 1 to get the bottom. Press number 5. I like how the code updated to like the Blender gizmos, for orthographic view. But yeah, now that I have this isolated, um, under graphics, let's go back to the picture tool. Let me go find my picture. Now the reason I'm doing this above above the base materials because I want that wood texture to kind of show like under the normals. Get my graffiti. What I want to do is get my graffiti from there to there. Great. So I'm going to move this along. I just pretty much wanted to cover the whole thing. Pretty much wanted to cover the whole thing. Let me see if I can decrease it a little bit more. Then no, I wanted to cover the whole thing. So yeah, I think that's pretty good. I'm gonna turn off the normals over here. The roughness is set to 60, so it's not too shiny. It tends to be a lot shiny when you just leave the roughness. So just set it to 60, and then yeah, press enter. Let me see if everything. Ignore back faces. Everything is good. Yeah, press enter. And as you can see, we got a nice street thing over here. Great. So now what I want to do is turn back on the normals channel, then come to my eraser tool. So what we're going to do is kind of give it that damaged kind of look, So go to my eraser. Let me see. Use one of these. Which one is this? Yeah, one of these big erasers. Eraser transparency, 80% is good. And just erase the edges so it kind of looks like this person has been skating. I know if you're familiar with skating, you know that the boards are usually just like messed up or muffled around around the edges. Edges, I think so. I don't know. But yeah, just so it looks kind of like this person has been skating. Doesn't look too kind of new in some way. A bit realistic. But yeah. Okay, that's quite a lot. I think that's good enough, man. Yeah, I like that a lot. So we can turn back on that by right clicking again. And yeah, so now what I want to do is unhide everything. So under the hide thing, unhide all. And then under freeze, unfreeze all. Great. So now we got a nice looking skateboard. So what I want to do is just add some dirt. So come over here and add another layer and call this layer dirt. On this layer, we are gonna fill it with some dirt. Dirt 2. I tend to play around. I tend to play around with my dirt materials, so everything kind of like different from yours. I'll just show you my settings. I don't really want a hectic kind of dirt. I want a pretty simple kind of dirt. Dirt 1. Dark spots. Dirt 2. The opacity, that's why it's on 60%. So you set the opacity to 100%. Fill with color so it doesn't freeze. So let me see dirt 2 again. Dirt 1. I feel like dirt 2 is pretty good. I like dirt 2. So yeah, we're just gonna use it on the pretty much the deck. So fill that. Great. Doesn't really make a crazy difference, but underneath it kind of shows. And I don't think I'm gonna need to fill anything else because this metal old already kind of looks kind of dirty. And if I feel the wheels, it's gonna look like the skateboard hasn't moved in decades. So I think I'm gonna keep it that way, and then probably use dirt one. You see dirt one for like manual painting. So yeah, for some manual painting kind of thing. But then I'd have to make another dirt layer and say dirt two, some kind of manual painting. I feel like pretty much everything is good enough already. Let me see. Yes, for some touch ups on the wheels. I don't think it really needs much. I feel like everything is already pretty well put together. Yeah, I think like it's done. I think it's pretty much done. So yeah, that's a pretty basic skateboard, guys. Thank you, guys. I think it looks really great, nice and simple. If you have the Blender app link installed in your 3D Coat, then you can probably use app link. I hardly ever use app link, so I'm not even too familiar on how to use it. But yeah, this is pretty much just the texturing process. So we can go under the render view now and see how our model looks under rendering. You see the like 3D Coat render engine kind of thing is not bad, really not bad, really not that bad. Makes things kind of look nice. I did preview this on Twitter, on X all the time. So if you follow my Twitter, you would have seen this kind of preview thingy. But yeah, it looks pretty great. Really nice looking skateboard. I feel like the grip tape looks pretty good. If you can zoom in. I feel like the grip tape looks pretty good. Set it down. Yeah. Thank you guys for watching this video. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe if you want more tutorials. Just say whatever you want to say in the comment section if you want more. I do plan on making another tutorial on texturing glass. That is coming soon, but yeah, for now, thank you guys for watching, and peace.